Hello, ladies. Hello, ladies. Today I have a special guest. Hi. Hello. Hello, Chiara. Thank you, Apana. Hello, everyone. So I'm waiting for my special guest to come. Oh, yeah. Do you know who is my guest? It's easy. Like I made a story post about it. It's easy. Okay, she should be coming. It's not working? I've accepted it, but I don't know why it doesn't work. Hang on. Yes, I'm getting your invite, but I don't know, like I'm accepting it, but it's not working for some reason. Okay, that's good now.
Okay, perfect. Hi. Let me
Hello.
find a nice filter. Okay. Hi, lovely.
How are you, Kim?
I'm doing great. Can you see and hear me okay?
Yes, perfectly. How is the baby?
He's good. I just gave him to his auntie.
Oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice.
Yeah, and thank you all the ladies for waiting for us. Yeah, we've been trying to do a live together for a couple weeks, right?
Yes, it has
Yeah.
been a little bit challenging, but yeah, we managed to make it happen. So
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm so excited to be here.
so today we want to talk about the top mistakes women make when they date, and also we want to talk about the red flags because it's extremely important. So, um, you want to start with the one mistake that you notice women make a lot?
Yeah, I'll start. Let's see. I think the first one would be like not having any sort of strategy to dating, just like going with the flow, just doing their normal thing, not having any sort of a plan about how they go about doing things, the places that they go. So I think it is incredible to like actually have a game plan for what you want to do because you're going to see results better that way. So that's
Yeah.
the first mistake that I think.
And you know what is crazy? Because it's exactly what I wanted to say as well. Like women tend to navigate blindly,
Mm,
and yeah, they're afraid like to have a strategy because they well, not even afraid, but they feel like having a strategy is being manipulative. You see, this is how they take things, and they think that it's better to just go with the flow, and then we see at the end how things work. But men don't go with the flow. Men have a strategy, and you don't have to like it. And if you don't have a strategy, you need to keep in mind that the man has it, and you
Yeah.
are being paid.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, this is one thing that I would say as well. And another one, maybe, yeah, then it's the same thing as not having a strategy. Is not setting deadlines for when you want things to happen. It's also something that I noticed yes, that women do. Like they can stay in a situationship for years without telling themselves, okay, no, this is too long. I need to let him go, and they will wait for the guy to ghost them, or to just tell them, yeah, we can't continue, for them to move on. Otherwise, they will just stay in the situation because they have hope. They hope that things gonna
Mm,
change.
yeah.
They think that he's in denial, and one day he's gonna wake up and find out that he's in love with them. This one thing that women, one mistake that I notice women make, because they are clueless about the male psychology. They don't understand how men think. They think men fall in love the way they do, and they think that if they give it just a little bit more time, he's gonna fall in love as well.
Yeah. Somebody says Manon. Oh, that's such a pretty name. Manon Ferrari says, what is a good deadline? And I mean, I think it may be a little bit different for every woman. For me personally, I think I gave in my mind, it was like 1 year getting to know somebody and dating somebody before I wanted them to be thinking about the next commitment, or like making that commitment as far as like engagement. And so I think it depends, for every woman. But for me, I was thinking about a ring at about 1 year. So,
Yes, and this is reasonable. And also, like, if you're at the university, then you won't think about that, right? Like in most cases, at uni, you just want a little boyfriend. Like it's not that too serious. But like if you finish school, you have a job, and he has a job as well, it's okay for you, like, to, yeah, to date with marriage in mind. And so, to answer Manon, a good deadline for marriage would be, yeah, a year or two. But like, honestly, like, the man, within the first 3 to 6 months, he knows already if he's gonna marry you or not. Like,
yeah.
it sounds crazy because many women don't understand that. And the thing is, like, men don't have a long list of criteria. They just need a few things. Okay, if you have those few things, then they will marry you. It's us women, we have a list of 500 criteria. We want so many things from men, but men don't. And also, they fall in love in forms of checklists. So basically, like, I simplify the male psychology, but if you are attractive and you are compatible with them, they will commit. And for them to be for them to feel like, okay, she's wifey, they just needs you to be feminine. And then this is the work that you need to put in yourself, like, become that feminine woman. But honestly, like, you don't have to work for their love. This is something that I want you to understand. Like, you never have to work for their love, and it's them who need to work for your love, you see.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Mary said that's why women should have standards. When you have standards, you won't wait for anybody to change.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. Because I think that most people don't change, or most men won't. Like, they are who they are. And
Mm-hmm.
you want to find somebody that's as close to what you already want as possible, versus seeing somebody as, this thing that you're going to make into something that you want. Like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
this is 60% of what I want. Let me
Mm-hmm.
do the changes, and then it's
Mm-hmm.
going to work out. And so, and in terms of that, I feel like it's always easier to if you are gonna, I don't want to say change things, but influence, if you're gonna influence your guy to do something, it's always easier to be influential when it comes to like maybe his style of dress. You know, you want him to dress a little more stylish. You can influence,
Mm-hmm.
but it's about his character, his
Mm-hmm.
personality, the way he treats you, and you think that those things are going to be things that are going to change. I think that that is very tough to do.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And
yeah.
one thing that I notice that women do is that they tend to project a lot. Like there is one thing that they like about the guy, and now it's like their future husband. Like they decide that, okay, this is the love of my life, and later on the man, they start to see the true color of the man, and they're like extremely disappointed because they it wasn't like in the way they projected that relationship. But the thing is like the man is the way he is, and you're gonna, and of course at the beginning you won't see everything, because when, and we all do that, like when we barely know someone, we want to be the best, right? We don't show our flaws, but no one can hide their flaws for forever. So you're gonna see his flaws at some point, and you need to know that he was like that the whole time. He was like that the whole time, and he didn't owe you anything, and it's just the projection that you had, right? You were thinking, okay, this is my husband and all of that, but that was just projection, and you didn't even know him. You wanted him to be your husband, and your the love of your life, but he didn't do anything to prove that. And women tend to go too fast. Like they just hope that, yeah, they're gonna commit to the guy, and because they see, okay, he's tall, he has money, like he looks good on paper, they want to commit. But it doesn't work like that. Like it needs to make sense to the guy. And the thing that they need to the thing that I teach women is that a man can like you, like because you're a great person, but he won't commit to you because it doesn't make sense. It needs to make sense in their mind. Like they need to love, for men to commit, to you, they need to, their heart needs to say yes, and their mind needs to say yes as well. And this is the thing that many women don't understand. They think, because I like him, he must like me, he must like me, he must like me too, he must like me too. and and they think, because I love him, like they don't understand that a man can say no to commitment even if they're having the most amazing time with them. The sex is great and all of that. They can't understand that they can have all those amazing moments and that amazing connection without the man being in love.
Yeah, yeah. I think, well, that's a major difference that I think between men and women. A man can date a woman long term that he would never marry.
Mm-hmm.
And a woman wouldn't do that. If she's with
Mm-hmm.
somebody, she wants to hey lovely, that's my friend Elise. Hi beautiful. I think that women don't usually do that. If a woman is with a man, she probably can see her future with him. And so that's probably a major point too, is like if a woman is with somebody and she doesn't think that he sees her as his future spouse or wife, you want to start trying to get out of that relationship, because
Mm-hmm.
typically that situation doesn't change. And if
Mm-hmm.
he does marry you, so what happens is he's typically going to stay with her until he finds the one that
Exactly.
that he's going to leave
Exactly.
for. And so a lot of wasted time, wasted energy. And so just because you're in a relationship, like the dating part doesn't stop. You have to continue to make sure that the relationship is progressing and that
Mm-hmm.
he's doing the things
Mm-hmm.
that would make you comfortable and let you
Mm-hmm.
know that, okay, he sees a future for me, whether that's, letting you meet the family and the friends,
Mm-hmm.
taking you on trips, experiencing things together,
Mm-hmm.
like really bringing you into his world. And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm glad you brought that up. It's a great point.
Yes. And there was something else I wanted to add based on what you said. Is like, yes, a man will stay with you until he finds the one he really likes, because a woman can break up to be on her own, but a man can't do that, because since he validates himself with sex, he needs to have at least one woman to have sex with. You see, for men, being settling is better than being alone. They are like that. And women aren't like that. So they think, yeah, if he's with me, it means that he loves me. But no, it doesn't work like that at all. Not at all. And if there is one thing that I want women to understand, is that men aren't like them. Men don't think like them. They have their own software, and they need to understand. They really need to understand that, otherwise they're gonna get played.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So I have an interesting question here. So Ken is asking, should you be upfront that you're looking for marriage? So when you are just dating him and he's not your boyfriend, it's better for you not to share that, because I've seen women, like, well, not seen, but like I know that some women within the first 5 minutes in the date are like, okay, I want marriage, babies, and this scares the man off, right? Because he barely knows you, and when you say that immediately like that, he's thinking, oh, she's desperate and it can be me or anyone else, like she just wants someone. And men aren't looking for that. And also, one thing that I have against that is like, when you say that, maybe you think that, yeah, I need to communicate that because I'm afraid to be with a man who doesn't want commitment. But no, most men want commitment, and it's not something that you should fear. And he has a brain, and he knows that any woman who is like, who is done with school, who has her own life together, is looking for some sort of commitment, and is looking for that as well. And there is one thing that I want men to understand, is like, men love commitment. I know that sometimes it looks like they don't, because they say, yeah, I don't want to commit. But what they mean is like, I don't want to commit to you. But men love commitment. They have a lot of benefits out of it. That it gives them a lot of stability. And like being around a woman, it allows them to have access to feminine energy. And this is something that they can't have on their own. Like, they feel wonderful when they
Mm-hmm.
are around women, you see. So like, this is something that you need to understand. Like, men have a shorter life expectancy when they are single, and for us women, we have a shorter life expectancy when we don't have feminine friends. You see, this how powerful our feminine energy is, and how important it is for us to be around feminine women, and how important it is for you to understand your worth, and that you don't even need to work for their love, because just for existing, you bring value to the table already.
Yeah, I love that you said that because, we can get the idea that men don't want commitment because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of them may seem to just kind of run away and they date a lot of women.
Mm-hmm.
But they're looking for the woman that has what they want. And when
Yes.
they meet their ideal woman, they're ready to settle down. And I think, when a woman comes across a man who's like, oh, he's rushing, he's moving so fast with me, Kim. And it's different because most men are not moving fast, but they meet this one and he sees her and he knows what he wants. That man is moving very fast. He's like, I want to be in
Mm-hmm.
a relationship. I see
Mm-hmm.
you as my wife. I want this with you. I want that with you. And that can be scary because it seems different. But like what you said, men know what they want a lot sooner. It doesn't take a long time for them to know. I've been around men that have seen a woman walk through the door and go, "Oh, that's my wife.
Mm-hmm.
I think my wife just came here." He hasn't even said hello to her. Like, I think that's my wife.
Yes.
So yeah, it doesn't take a lot of time.
Yes. And maybe now we can talk about the red flags. What are the red flags that you have noticed?
Um, the guys or things that women need to do different.
Both, actually, because there are some red flags that just the red flags that women ignore.
Mm, I would say a guy being inconsistent. So, it's easy to say, like, to dismiss things like, oh, he's busy, he's working,
Mm-hmm.
he hasn't reached out to me, he missed our date, he didn't do this, he didn't do that, I haven't heard from him in 2 days, or, whatever. We kind of dismiss that stuff because he had a reason. But I think that's a very big red flag, being inconsistent, especially in the beginning. You have no reason to be inconsistent with a woman in the beginning of the relationship. If you're
Mm-hmm.
inconsistent, you don't like me.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Like that's
And
very clear and simple.
yes, and especially at the well, in during the entire relationship, but especially at the beginning, it doesn't make sense for him to be inconsistent because since he since he doesn't have you, this is where he should be the most clingy, if I can call it like that, because normally when a man is interested, his biggest fear is to see you disappear because they are used to women disappearing. So basically they're thinking, okay, I need to sleep with her before she disappears. So when he's like inconsistent, you can already know that he's not into you. And of course, like um you date for commitment, not just for sex, but you need to know that the man initially when he's like when he initiates with you, he thinks about sex first, and then of course you have to make it work for it, and then commit to you first and all of that. But initially he's thinking, okay, she's attractive, I want to have sex. Even if you're like the most gorgeous woman, like the first thing he needs is to have some sort of physical win first, and then for commitment he's gonna see later. For us women it's like commitment first, and then we're gonna see later for the sex. But for
Mhm.
men it's different. And yeah, and one red flag that I see is like men who put on a pedestal their ex and the relationship that they had with their ex. So they will say things like, yeah, the relationship that I had with her was my best relationship to this date. And women will feel like, okay, it means that I need to make sure that our relationship will surpass that, instead of thinking, okay, he's not emotionally available.
Mm.
You see,
Yeah.
and women will tend to see the ex as a competition when it isn't competition.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I think it works the other way around too. I think that for women, it's not a good thing to speak too much about your ex or a past relationship, or even if the guy asks you, what happened in the last relationship, or tell me about that, it doesn't really mean tell me all about that.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you tell him that you were hurt, I was cheating on, he was lied to, he did all these bad things to me, it really makes the guy question why you stayed in a bad relationship. So it doesn't put you in this positive light and make him have sympathy for you. It
Mm-hmm.
backfires on you,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes him
Mm-hmm.
question the way you value yourself. Like, does she love herself? Does she know that she's a woman of value and that she's beautiful?
Yes.
Because why does she deal with somebody that mistreated her, lied to
Mm-hmm.
her, abused her,
Yes. Yes.
cheated? So I think it's best to not disclose a lot about the past relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yes, I agree. And also what you said is like women need to know that men are attracted by women who have a very high self-esteem. This is what they are looking for. A woman with a high self-esteem is extremely attractive.
You said who's extremely attractive? Wait, who?
I said men are attracted by women who have a high self-esteem.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very much so. And men can tell that very quickly, like how a
Yes,
woman feels about herself. And
yes.
so, men observe us. They sit back and they watch us. So
Mm-hmm.
whether it's the way you speak, the way you
Mm-hmm.
walk, your body language, even the way you cross your purse across your body. I work a lot with women on body language, and I can tell when the woman has an insecurity by the way she walks, by the way she gets up from the seat to walk
Mm-hmm.
away. I can tell that either she's insecure with her body or
Mm-hmm.
herself or something. And there's a difference between confidence and body confidence. Those are two different
Mm-hmm.
things. You can be confident in one and not confident in the other one. And
Yes.
men pick those things up. And
Mm-hmm.
so we have to fix that within ourselves first, because you don't want them to think that you don't value yourself and that you're not
Mm-hmm.
confident, because they're not going to believe it either. So we have to believe that first.
Yes. And one thing I want to say is like some women will be confident and they will have, a high self-esteem, but they won't have the body language that conveys that. So you need to make sure that you are also working on your soft skills and you are also learning how to convey confidence with your body language, the way you express yourself, and all of that is extremely important.
Absolutely.
And one red flag that I want to add is the man wanting a baby while talking about having a baby before talking about marriage, because a man who is in love, he thinks about marriage first. He's not thinking about the baby. So this is like a very important red flag for you to pay attention to. And many women ignore this because for us, the baby sounds like the biggest commitment, because the marriage you can still divorce, right? But the baby is like, it's like deep commitment for us. But for men, no. For men, marriage is a bigger commitment because subconsciously they think, if I say yes to, if I marry her, it means that I'm saying no to other women. And for men, freedom is everything, and not just sexual freedom, but like financial freedom, um, the way they can enjoy their free time and all of that. Like freedom is their most important need. So this is the reason why you can't be pushing commitment, and they need to feel like committing to you was their own idea, because if they feel like you are the one pushing commitment, it means that they feel like they're in prison, you see. So it's one thing that I wanted to share. So yeah, and another thing that I want to share regarding the baby is like, and this is the reason why men tend to have multiple baby mamas, is like, if they get a woman pregnant, it gives them status, because if they manage to get women pregnant, it means, yeah, women want me. It's like the ultimate status symbol for them, you see. And a man who manages to get women is an alpha male, basically.
Yes.
So,
And I would also like a woman who's dating a man that has, whether it's one child or two children, with someone else or other women. I would ask what happened with those relationships. And I would ask about the relationship between him and the child's mother. I would ask, how he spends time with them. And I mean, it may seem like it's personal, but that can be a big thing. And so it's something I would probably start talking about right away. Like the first or second date, I would start to ask him questions, and I would see how much information he gives you about what's happening with that, because he would need to give a good reason. The thing is, like, a lot of times a woman will think that he's going to treat you better than what he treated the last woman. And that is just not true. He's going to treat you the same way he treated his child's mother. He's going to treat you the same way he treated his ex. It's like there's no magic thing and like a better treatment. Like, oh, he's going to be good to me because I'm me. Like, it's the same man. And so asking those questions is going to help you vet if you feel like he lied to that woman and manipulated the situation and got her pregnant and left her and didn't try to work that relationship out. That would not be a relationship that I pursued. If he's not taking care of his children, that would not be a relationship that I pursued. I don't care what his financial state is. If he's in a bad financial state, he shouldn't even be talking to you. I think that's disrespectful to you for him to even think that, oh, I need to pursue another relationship when you have children that are not being cared for by you. And so that's why I think it's important to start having those conversations a little bit early. And it doesn't have to be like direct, oh, what are you giving her for child support? It doesn't have to be like that. But like, tell me about the relationship you have with your kids. I saw your son, Brandon. He's so cute. He looks just like you. Tell me about your relationship with him. Do you get to spend a lot of time with him? There's batteries going. You can bring it up. That's not so direct, but yeah, I would definitely talk about that.
Yes. And one thing that I want to add regarding kids. So on the first date, you should know that he has kids. And same if he's divorced, he should share that information on the first date. It can't be something that he hides, and like a few months later, oh, by the way, I was married, right? Like you need to know it on the first date. It's important. And same for you. If you have kids and if you are divorced, he needs to know it like on the first date as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Even the people that are like still legally married, those situations too, like you
Oh
want to
yeah,
let
yeah, yeah.
them know. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you want to know if he's like officially divorced, because some men will say, "Oh yeah, we are divorced, but they still live in the same house." So this is a red flag. He can't be living in the house with his wife. Okay, so this is important. And many men will say that they are separated, but they're still legally married. And no, you can't be with a man who's still legally married. So yeah, pay attention to that.
Yeah.
So one girl asked if we will put the replay somewhere. Yes, it's gonna be on my YouTube channel.
Oops. Okay, so you can go to her YouTube channel to watch the replay. So the replay won't be on IG, is that right?
Yes, I'm gonna put it on YouTube.
Okay.
I have one question here. Do you recommend dating apps? It depends on why you are on those apps. Is it because you think that Tinder fabricates high value men, or is it just like another way for you to meet men because you're already going out and doing many things to meet men organically? Because Tinder, Bumble, and all of that don't fabricate high value men. And you need to keep in mind that the the man you're gonna end up with on dating apps will be on the same level than the men you meet in real life. Okay, you won't get an upgrade. So what you need to upgrade is yourself first, and then based on that, you're gonna attract better.
Mm-hmm. And I would say for the apps as well, a lot of the free ones just don't go in with these really high expectations that like, oh, I'm going to meet my husband on day one of being on the app.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that has the internet or any man with the internet can go and make a page.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I always say, you want to treat dating online kind of like shopping at the thrift store. So, there's going to be a lot of things in there that are not for you, but there might be one treasure on there. You just have to look around a little bit, keep a positive mind, swipe through, this is not for me, this is not for me, and don't be afraid to message the guys that you think you would have a connection with. All the little hearts and roses you guys are sending, I just don't think it's effective. Dating online is a little bit different than doing it in person. For me, I think that it's okay to send a message to someone because um, it's just difficult. It's just very difficult with the online dating. And sometimes if you have a profile up, you might be getting messages from people that are just not your type either. So the best way for you to do it is actually look through and swipe and send a message. Read his profile. Actually send something thoughtful if you see that he likes golf or he's traveled to Spain and you've been there. You can make a similarity to that, so that it's not a bland message as well. So that's what a few tips that I would say for the online dating.
Yeah. For online dating, I don't agree here. What I recommend women to do is to wait for to see who will initiate, because some men will match you, but they just match you because they don't want to close. They don't want to. They want to leave doors open, because for men, like what they do is like they say yes to everyone, and then they filter later on. You see, so you want to see if you are his real type, because a man can match you on those apps without you being his real type. So you want to find
You
out.
mean you mean don't send a message?
Yes, don't initiate. You can,
But what's the problem with sending a message?
because you are showing him first that you like him, and you want to know if you are his real type.
Yeah, we have a difference of opinion on that. So I think it's worked really well, like with my clients. Actually, so I run a lot of the apps for my clients that I do ongoing, and I send messages a lot. So I'm in a lot of the apps sending them. And if the guy likes the girl, we know really early on because within a few messages, either the guy is responding quickly, he likes her, and he's ready for the date. Or I've noticed if he's not so into her, he just continues talking. And it's like, okay, he hasn't made any further advancement about seeing her or about taking her out. We close the chat. And so I have noticed that men, whether it's in person and online, they will not tell you if they do not, if they're not attracted. They won't say it. They will not say, you know, you're not my type. I'm not attracted to you. They will keep the conversation, but I've noticed they will not plan a date if they're not interested. But I have had really good luck with the men that do like them. They take them out and it works well.
And what I want to say regarding the way I see those apps is like, it's never black or white. Like, so for men, it's not like, okay, I hate her or she's my real type. Sometimes you can be a why not. And I don't want women to be a why not. And you are a why not if you initiate. Well, I see it like that, at least. Like, you are a why not if you initiate and then he responds. But I want women to be sure that they are their real type. And the only way for you to know that you are his real type is when he initiates. Because men, when they receive a notification that, first of all, men don't receive as much notifications as women. So like when they get a match, like they dance, they check their friends, like this is like a big day for them because they have less notifications than us women. And they're always on their phone. Like when they get a notification, when they get a match, they receive a notification and they check immediately. So if you are their real type, they will message you. You have nothing to worry about. Like, keep in mind that men have less options than us women. So yeah, this is my advice, at least. So the problem with dating apps is it puts too many options in front of you at one time. A man of true character is looking for the one, not options. Yes. What about apps like Bumble where the woman has to make the first move? I'm against apps like Bumble because, again, the woman needs to initiate. If you are not interested, is it better to ignore them or to reply and say you are not interested, but appreciate the fact that they were? You don't have to match them if you are not interested.
Some apps you can message people directly without any matching.
Oh,
so all the
okay.
apps are a little bit different. I would say just don't respond because you don't need to respond. It's new. I think the only time you start owing somebody some sort of explanation is maybe after a date.
Oh, yeah.
After there's been some sort of like closeness between you two that you can let him know. But in general, men are very indirect. They're extremely indirect, which is what makes dating challenging for women, because I think women are a little more direct. Like we're okay. Like even there's women in the chat, like, how do I say I'm not interested? You know, there's a feeling that we have that we want to give closure because we like receiving closure. But men do not believe in this closure thing. They will ghost. That's why ghosting is so big. Like the man just disappears. He pulls back. He's not texting. And, you know, I think it's great if everybody did message and say, hey, I'm not interested anymore. Or, hey, you know, I didn't like the fact that you're divorced, or I didn't like, but people don't tell us things. So it's just not how dating works. So no, I don't think she owes him anything that early.
And when it's online like that, like, it's certainly like copy and pasting and sending it to all women anywhere, like. And like on those apps, I'm assuming like they know, okay, if she doesn't answer, it means that she's not interested. And what I noticed, like, men don't tend to stay, like if they get rejected like that, like they don't tend to insist a lot. Like they know, okay, she's not into me, and then they move on. Like it's not something like where you need to go out of your way to make them understand that you aren't interested. Like they are fine. They will be fine. Okay, so where can we find you if we need more of you, Kim?
Me, I'm here. I live on Instagram. I'm always here. I'm not on YouTube. I think I might have a video or two on YouTube, but I don't do too much YouTube. I'm here primarily on Instagram. So you can message me. I do check my DMs. I might be a little bit slow to catch up with them, but I'm checking my DMs. So you can message me and we can connect that way. And then I also have a link if you want to book one-on-one time with me. I do phone calls and I do video chats. And I do in-persons if you're local here in Atlanta. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. And yeah, let's connect and get a dating strategy for you. I saw somebody like message like, how do I get a strategy? What do I do? Like you can work with a dating coach and get somebody to help make something that's tailored for you, because everybody's strategy is not going to be the same. And so that's the beautiful part about figuring out what's going to work for you.
By the way, yellow is your color.
Thank you. I love yellow. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's your color, definitely.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, dear. And thank you for staying up a little late. I know
no problem.
It's late where you are. Okay.
No problem at all. So ladies, don't forget that you only have like 2 to 3 days now to watch my free femininity webinar and also to join my group coaching program. Like I'm about to close the door soon. So if you are considering joining, this is the right time to do it. And yeah, if you have any questions, you can send me a DM. You can book a free discovery call with me as well. So yeah, so I'm gonna put the replay on YouTube so that you can have a look. I'm not sure when it will be live, maybe on Tuesday. I need to have a look because I already have other things scheduled. But yeah, maybe it's gonna be live on Tuesday, but it's gonna be this week, definitely. So yeah, thank you so much, Kim, for showing up, and thank you, ladies.
Thank you, ladies. Awesome.
Bye.
We should do this again. Bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.